All right, guys. Well, welcome to our team call. I'm like thinking it's the beginning of a new year because I feel like September is kind of like a new year, right? We're back in kind of routines and we've got our kids under control and that, well, under control, whatever. But I feel like things are kind of like back, kids are back to school, we're good to go, and I'm ready to crush my business. So how about you guys? I think it's like the perfect time, and I kind of feel like it's a new year. So what I was thinking we would talk about tonight are some action items that you can just take now to start getting some momentum. Because obviously when we have action, then we get that feeling that it's working and that we're doing something right and that it's more fun, right? And you just want more and more and more of it. So if anybody has any ideas, feel free to chime in. We'll talk about a couple things that I have written down. But a couple things coming up. And if you listen to the National Wake Up Call today, then you would, Tanya really nailed it home that it's your business, right? So you don't have to start your challenge groups when Beachbody says to, or when a new program comes out. She really says you need to finish the program you're doing, go all in on a program, and then move on to the next one. So if you're like way behind on Morning Meltdown like me, probably not going to like be ready for 6 weeks of hard work or whatever it's called right on day one. Does that make sense? So that is coming up. Peppermint Mocha is coming up. November 2nd is Super Saturday. There's one all over the country. So if you're not in Northern Virginia, you can still go to Super Saturday. So mark your calendars.
You guys one in Northern Virginia?
Yes, there's one in Northern Virginia.
Are you going to that one?
Yeah.
It's Aubrey's birthday. It's the November 2nd.
November 2nd.
Yeah. Brooke, do we have a date for the Peppermint Mocha yet?
I do not, no.
Okay, I haven't seen one either.
Yeah. So what we're going to talk about are a couple things that you guys can do. So first of all, we're going to talk about the tracker because we just talk about the tracker all the time and how great it is. And I want to make sure you guys are all super familiar with it because when we're doing the vital behaviors that make our business go, those things are going to pay off. And if you do them all the time, then things are going to constantly be turning. Like, I don't know if you've noticed, but when you go all in and you do the tracker for a couple days, then all of a sudden you have a lot of conversations and things are kind of making sense and people are reaching out to you and your posts are awesome because you're like living that lifestyle. So does anybody have any questions about the tracker? Should I bring it up again and go through it? Does everybody know what tracker I'm talking about? Yes? Let's go through it real quick. Let's just bring it on up just to make sure. Okay, so you guys, my why. If you don't know what that is, you need to figure it out because that is what is going to help you get up every day, do these things no matter what is going on. On the days that suck, on the days you don't have time, on the days that are whatever. The why right there, when you write freedom or you write my kids or you write I want to stay at home mom, those are like my things. And those things start to feel real and they start to remind you of why you're doing that, right? So anybody that doesn't know your why, I'm happy to help you figure it out. Your why can totally change. Mine has changed a lot over 6 years. So just make sure that it's a strong why and it's going to make you want to show up for yourself every single day. And then your target market, this is huge. And we've talked a lot about, we've done that color wheel, we've done your avatar, we've done all those sorts of things. Think about the 3 to 5 things that make you up. You know, if you're a dog mom, if you're a boy mom, if you're a sports mom, if you're into DIY, if you like reading books, if you like traveling, all of those kinds of things are the people that you're going to attract, and that's who you're going to talk to. So put those in there, and those are going to help you when you go to do your posts. They're going to help you remember who you're talking to, because if you post to those people, they're going to totally relate. Does that make sense? And everybody knows what drinking your Shakeology means, right? Everybody excited for their pumpkin spice to arrive? Mine still hasn't gotten here.
I had my first one today.
Mine hasn't either, Brooke. Why
is this going so slow?
I don't know.
Mine hasn't arrived either.
Oh
my friend in Texas
on Saturday.
Doesn't get hers until Friday, and then she gets her second shipment the next day.
Oh, nice.
Lucky da.
I know. I really want it. I'm like craving it. And then of course, connect, invite, and follow up. And you guys, there's ideal numbers to hit on here, but a incomplete tracker is better than a perfect one. So even if you can't do everything on here and you can't do it for 25 minutes or however long it suggests that you do it, do something. if you just do a little bit, then that's going to be way better than doing nothing. I know sometimes I get discouraged if I'm like, I really only have 30 minutes today. I'm just going to do double time tomorrow, and then that never happens. So just do, a little bit at a time, whatever it takes to kind of get your tracker done. And then make sure you're getting people results in your challenge groups and really running awesome challenge groups, checking in with people, making sure they're getting everything that they need, they have the resources, and that they know that you're available and you're showing up to the group just as much as you want your people to. Make sure you're being an awesome challenger. Personal development, of course. Does anybody have any questions about this tracker? Does everybody have it printed 1,000 times so you can do it every week? Who is stirring their Shakeology?
Oh, oops, sorry. My bad.
Oh, no problem. All right, so that's the tracker. Another thing I wanted to tell you guys that I have done, and I know Julie just did it, is, and this is a great time to do it while pumpkin spice is here and that kind of like interrupts our normally scheduled Shakeology shipments, is selling shake samples. I had huge success with this in the beginning, and when new coaches start, they always remind me of it, and I'm like, yes, why don't I do this all the time? So today, like, I want you guys to get your calendars out or your phone or whatever, and let's put some of these things on the calendar, because when they are there, it makes it easier to have something to invite to. You know what I mean? So what I do is I sell 7 for $35 because I really want them to get an entire week's worth so that they can have one every single day. And the $35 at the time, I don't think I've done it in probably 2 years, included shipping. And then with that package, I also make a cute graphic. Julie, I don't know if you have yours handy because I couldn't find mine before this. A cute graphic with like some of my favorite recipes for all the flavors. And so it makes it like fun for them to receive, and then they can try all of these different ways of drinking it, so that when they get their 7, they're not just like putting it in water and like, this is terrible or something, that we give them the best recipes. Are you looking for yours, Julie? I see you moving.
Yeah, I'll pull it up while you're talking.
Do you want to share kind of how you did it or any success you had with that?
Sure. So like Brooke was saying, I kind of forgot about it, and I forgot how successful it was, and it has a lot of benefits. So first of all, like Brooke was saying, I do a 3-pack for $15, or I do a 7-pack for I think 30 or 35. And I tell them straight up, I'm like, listen, the only homework you have is you have to drink it 7 days in a row or 3 days in a row. You can't, because I don't know about you guys, but when I started Shakeology, the first time I had it, I actually hated it. So I would have given up if somebody wasn't asking me how it was and being like, oh, well, you're the reason you're not liking it is because you're making it like this, or you're doing it like this, or try it like this. Like Brooke made fun of me the other day because I'm like, I need 9 ice cubes, not 10, not 8, 9. And so you have to really, how many do you like, Erica? 7? And so you really have to kind of get on them to try it and like it. And what I say is I say, if you don't like it after 7 days and you don't feel different after 7 days, and you're not sleeping a little bit better, or you're not feeling a little bit better, then like it might not necessarily be for you, because you will feel different in 7 days. And the whole goal is to turn them into a discount coach, because if you get them liking it for 7 days and you get them kind of drinking the Shakeology Kool-Aid, the goal is to get them as a discount coach. And as we know, those are awesome. Working coaches are amazing, but discount coaches are amazing too. So my goal right now through Instagram stories is every week I'm doing at least like a call to action for 2 or 3 times a week, selling these samples and like kind of like doing it, even if I sound like a broken record, doing it every single week and really talking about it and really sharing about it. Because what this also does, you guys, is for those of you guys that are still newer, it's awesome if you have like a spouse account, or if you have a sister or a sibling account, and you want to be able to get them to be Emerald or to hold rank, but you also have to purchase extra product. It's a great way to resell that product. And that's how I want to build my husband's business, to make him diamond. So that's my whole goal through all of this, is to do that. And of course, my computer's not pulling up, but I do include recipes for chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry, depending on what they order. And I try to make them fun graphics and really just like follow up with them every day to make sure they're liking it, because this is like super important, because I'm really trying to do this for the business. And it's such an easy way to get people on Shakeology.
Totally.
Julie, are you hashtagging?
I hashtag, like, hashtags are weird right now, I feel like, with all the new Instagram stuff, but I'll hashtag like superfoods. I will not hashtag Shakeology.
Right.
Whether or not like that's a good, right, or wrong answer. I'll do superfoods. I'll do like healthy snacks, because I don't use Shakeology as a meal replacement. I know people do. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't. And I also feel like a lot of my followers aren't interested in a meal replacement shake. They're interested in like a shake with the vitamins and the nutrients and everything. So I more hashtag like healthy eating and that kind of stuff, quick meals. But I don't think the hashtags are necessarily working for it. If you guys have any that are, like, please share.
Okay.
I haven't used any hashtags either, but what Julie said about ordering it through like your spouse's account is a great idea. And that's what I was saying, like, because now that we have all this pumpkin spice, like I got 5 boxes, so I'm not really going to need like my normal vanilla bag of Shakeology. So I'm going to order the Neapolitan like variety pack, so then I can just sell those. And I'm happy to get extra stock if people want to not have extra stock. I can hold it and ship them out for you. But it's a great way. I've had 2 Diamond coaches come from literally Shakeology sales, and tons of customers. And it's really kind of fun to like send out a little package too. And I know there's a coach named Brooke Lipoff, and she's super creative and like awesome at everything. She makes this whole like fall basket with like, our beach bars, and makes like the pumpkin Shakeology, and makes it really cute, and like sends it out in a cute box. So do what you want with it, be as creative as you want, but that is a great way if you are getting a lot of rejection to Shakeology to really break it down, and for $35. And my best post that I ever had that got the most amount of people was I was holding Shakeology in my hand, like the little packets, and I listed what it's done for me. Lowered my cholesterol, gives me energy, afternoon snack, meal on the go, like my top 5. And people related to that. And so then that's when people messaged me. So that's just hopefully some helpful tips to sell Shakeology. Does anybody else have any success with that, stories?
So I do like the basket too. I haven't done it yet this year. I did it the last 2 years. I did a fall fit box. But just like Julie said, providing them with those recipes, because like she said, we know most of us didn't like it the first time we tried it. So it's like finding and providing them those resources. And also I always add in a sample of Energize when I do them.
Nice.
Just to slide that in there.
So another thing that I've done, which is super fun, is had a fit club. And these, you guys, you can literally do in your basement. People might be intimidated by the workouts, or they might be intimidated by the shakes. You can put on 21-day fix and everybody do it together. And then that helps them kind of meet the community. And then I made shakes afterwards, so everybody got to try the shakes. This, I don't know that got me as many customers as the Shakeology samples, but it's also a way to build the community. Invite your challengers over. Like, on Sunday in Northern Virginia, we're doing like a hike and a potluck. You guys can do that anywhere you are. Invite your challengers, invite your coaches, get your team together. The more people get into the community, I know Susie's really good about that and having her team get together. We do try to get together as much as we can. Everybody's busy, but it helps to get everybody together. Look how we were at Summit, and when we came off that, the momentum and the energy there. So you can create that in your own area, because I know we're not all in the same place, or find other, your challengers in that area and see if they want to invite some people. Does anybody have any fit club or meetup tips or tricks?
I had somebody in my neighbor, like in the area. She's in another upline, but she wanted to do she's got a fit club that she is doing, and she wanted somebody to do it with her. And I sold her some Energized packets. But she said somewhere in Beachbody land, it says that you can't have kids present. Oh. And so I just told her, like, sorry, I'm out, because she was telling me about how her husband always watches the kids for on Thursday evening, and she does it at 6:30. I'm like, my husband's going to be gone 2 weeks this month. There's no way I can do anything like that at dinner time. So does anybody know anything about that?
I don't know why it would matter.
I don't know. So I do know.
They did it on the cruise.
there's like a waiver that's out there in the forums or whatever, because when I used to teach insanity classes and do it like it was like a fit club, but I would teach the class, there was a waiver I would have people sign. And so my guess is what she's talking about, it has something to do with that. But like, that seems silly. Like, who cares? I mean,
and who would ever know?
Yeah, nobody's ever going to know.
Like, it's not a Beachbody event. It's a Robin event. You know what I mean? It's your event. Whoever you want to come can come.
Well, and they're not going to sue me. They would sue whoever owned the building that we were using.
So when I did mine, it was a coach on our team. Her husband taught like Taekwondo, and we used that facility, and he made everybody sign a thing. So yeah, I think if you host your own, it's up to them. All right, so next, because we're keeping it to 30 minutes, also for calls, you guys, if there's something you guys want to know about or someone you want to hear from, let me know, because these are for, you know, everybody, and I want everybody to be able to get something from them. So, you know, I've been a coach for a very long time, so I kind of forget, like, the whole shake samples. Like, I should share that way more often, but I forget stuff from when I first started. So if you want to know something, please speak up. And we're happy to do that. So what I want to do is just put some stuff on your calendar, because when you put stuff on your calendar, that's going to give you a plan. It's going to give you a plan to help you with posting, and it's going to give you a plan so that you know and you can plan your business through the end of the year, right? So first on the calendar, let's set up, who knows when their next challenge group's starting. And even if you're in the Morning Meltdown group, if you don't have another one going for your other people not doing Morning Meltdown, talk to your upline diamond, or you can always join mine. But always have a place to invite those people too. So does everybody know their next challenge group invite date? And it's on the calendar. So put it on the calendar for September, October, November, December, just so that you guys all have that. And then what about your next free group? So that everybody, now these are awesome ways to attract, and for new coaches, these are like easier invitations than the paid groups. But these are a great way to reach more people. So I'm doing the Step It Up Challenge next week. Everybody's welcome to join that if they want, or you can run your own, whatever you want to do. But make sure you have at least a free group every month too. And it's, I don't know about some of the other coaches that have been around a while, but I always like to run my free group and then my call to action for my challenge group the week after that, so that all those free people can see it, just so that you guys can kind of figure out, because when you have a calendar and you have duplication, it's much easier. And then the most important is your next sneak peek into coaching. So you guys are probably all like, what? I don't need to run those. If you can, I would try it, because the people that are attracted to you want to hear from you, right? And they want to hear why you love coaching and what coaching has done for you. And you're going to stumble over your words, and you're going to like not know what you're doing the first couple of times, and you're going to feel funny, but that's totally fine. And people totally relate to that, because they would feel the same way, because they've never done anything like that. So put that on your calendar. Everybody right now, put down and comment in the little chat when your sneak peek into coaching is. And there's a couple different ways you can do it. We have a group you can go in. You can do a live chat. You can go live on your, timeline. You can do it on Insta stories. I started a Instagram handle for prospects that I'm just going to kind of run it in there constantly. There's plenty of ways that you can have one call and just get people on a Zoom like this, just to talk about coaching and kind of tell your story. And we have outlines we can give you if you're not familiar. Good job, Beth. All right, so when's everybody's sneak peek into coaching? I'm going to do one, let's see. September 23rd is going to be mine. Next one. Well, September 24th. Okay, and so then when you have these dates on your calendar, now you can kind of plan out your posts. And so, instead of being all worried on that day, like, what do I write about? Put down on every Tuesday, you're going to do a Transformation Tuesday. You're going to put 2 pictures next to each other. They don't have to both be in your workout clothes. They don't have to be anything, but 2 pictures where you're talking about the way you felt before versus the way you feel now, whether it's physically, mentally, emotionally, whatever it is, and you're going to share that. And then every week people are going to know, they're going to see your transformation and what coaching is doing for you. And then on every Sunday and every Wednesday, do a coaching post. I can tell you that probably every single one of us on here do not post enough about coaching. If you don't let people know, they're not going to know that this is an opportunity. Shannon, were you saying something? Sorry.
I said that's the one thing that I don't post enough about.
Yeah, it's hard. Well, so it's hard because everybody thinks that they need to make this big post about coaching and how it's changed your whole entire life. You can just put in little things. You know what I mean? Like if you're taking your kid to dance class, you could be like, oh my gosh, I love that my side hustle is totally allowing me to pay for this dance class, so I don't have to say, or I can say yes a little more often. You can just put it in like little tidbits here and there. Or, oh my gosh, coaching just paid my car bill. Or I love the fact that I get to get on a call with girls at night that like are just like me, that are trying to push forward, that are trying to, improve themselves and make a better life for their family. Or I love getting on a call with girls because I don't want to have to go out to have a life and have a social life. There's so many different ways that you can share coaching that you can just breadcrumb it in as much as you can, like 5 or 6 times a week, but do like a post at least twice and invite people to join you and talk about your story, share your story over and over and over again.
The other thing that I feel like is important for new coaches to understand is those big coaching posts are going to get crickets. Like they're not going to be posts that get 100 likes and a bunch of comments and whatever. It's going to be like 5 likes and you're like, oh, I shouldn't do that anymore. But you're planting seeds and people are watching, and so many people who I've talked to who have ended up becoming coaches, they talk about those posts, they were seeing them, whatever, but they're not going to be like, oh yes, I'm thinking about, you know what I mean? Those are just naturally not the posts that are going to get a ton of engagement, but that doesn't mean that we don't do them.
Great point, Hadley. Hadley does awesome posts if you go look at hers.
I don't do enough coaching posts either lately.
Well, so. So when you go and you should audit your Facebook or audit your Instagram. And when you scroll, like within 3 scrolls, you should know that there's a challenge group that you're running that I'm invited to as the person reading it. I should know that coaching is a job that you have that you love for whatever reason. It's done this for your life, and that I can become one too. Because I know for me, I had no idea I could be a coach. Like I didn't know that was even a thing. People don't know that maybe they can do it. And everybody wants to be invited. So make sure you're inviting them, and it starts with the post. And what was the statistic? I think 16% of your followers see your post every time. So you've got to share often and often and often. So, and then on Fridays, if you want to have a schedule kind of thing, do something fun, or a mom fail, or just something to show who you are and just real life and make it, vulnerable and legit that we're not, living this perfect rainbow and sunshine life.
And Brooke, really quickly, I just want to piggyback off what you just said about posting. Also, make sure you're posting at the right time for your audience, right? So my post times are really high around 6 p.m. They do not get a lot of traffic around 9 p.m. And the best way for you to know that is in the back of your insights in your Instagram. And also you can download an app called When to Post. I think it's called When to Post. Anyways, long story short, make sure that kind of test out the waters, figure out what the best posting times are, because you make sure, today I was listening to a training, and I'll share it with you guys, but she's made a really good point. She was like, think about it. In the morning when people are commuting, if you put a post up right before your commute, 9 times out of 10, all of your followers are also commuting to work or also on the way to get their kids to school. So you don't want to do a post around that time, which she made a really good point, because I was like, oh, you're probably right. And then think about the same time with nighttime and when your friends are putting their kids to bed and stuff. But I just wanted to say that.
No, that's very smart. And you definitely trial by error, guys. And the more you fail, the more you're going to learn, the more you're going to grow. Failing forward is the best way to be successful in the business. And trying new things and seeing what works. Find out what your audience likes to see. My audience likes to see my kids, so I bring my kids to my gym with me. You know what I mean? So then they'll actually read my posts. Make sure you have a good picture so that they stop and read what you have to say. And that's literally all I think that's a couple of simple takeaways that you guys can try to implement now. Put them on your calendar. Don't just take them away and be like, oh, that Shakeology thing, that would be a really good idea. Let's do it. And I'll order a bunch. And so if anybody doesn't want to order extras, if you want to sell them, then I'm happy to ship them out for you. Anybody have any questions? Or anybody have any other things, ideas, action items that people can do that are simple and easy ways to create momentum? No? Well, I love seeing all these new faces on. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We have lots of new people. So you have to remind me that we have lots of new people and I need to talk what new people like. And seriously, tell me what you guys want for calls and we will find people to talk about those topics.
Hey, Brooke.
Hey, Julie.
Hey, team. Would anybody be interested in somebody getting on next week or whenever our next call is and talking about the Instagram changes and like some things that we can easily implement? Because I feel like I need to dig into that a little bit and I don't quite understand it.
Yes. Who are we going to find to do that?
Yeah, that would be awesome if we have an Instagram guru.
Shalene, could we make that happen?
Hey, Shalene, could you come talk on our call?
It doesn't even, I mean, obviously, like,
we'll have 20 people.
Well, so here's something. So I listened to that Angie Lee podcast, Susie, that you shared where Shalene was on, and I listened to some of the Instagram tips that she was talking about. And then I followed up to like the same day that Brooke posted it. I read her like big report that, you know, that Brooke posted in Goal Diggers. And I started implementing some of those things and I've already seen a difference.
So Hadley, I think you're going to lead the next call then, right?
Well,
Yeah.
no, I don't know that I can do that. I was just suggesting like everybody should read the report.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Because I mean, there were tons of good nuggets.
I mean, absolutely.
We have to read. Does that come on Audible?
I think Julie was hoping someone would read
Tell
the
me.
report and tell us about it.
Really
We
colorful.
need you to read it to us.
Yes, Hadley, I just want you to tell me what to do. That's what I'm trying to get at.
And I'll give you my login.
Right.
You guys. I mean,
So,
I could get on Zoom and read Shalene's report to you, sure.
Will you come do my hair for me too? Oh, all right, I'll read it. Fine, never mind. Next topic.
but I will, Julie, I will print the YouTube video that I listened to today, which was really, really helpful for me personally. I haven't, you know, like she made some really, really good points about stuff. Obviously, I just listened to it today, so I haven't implemented anything. But it's like pretty new.
Awesome.
So I'll share that.
I reached out to Emelina recently, and she said she's doing that kind of stuff now. She's not like building people's Instagram. Maybe she would talk. Maybe I'll reach out.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. Maybe
Yeah.
she would do that.
I will say the one little thing that I have done, and this could be like Instagram 101, so don't laugh at me, but I've been starting to look at my posts that have been getting high engagement, and I've been looking at view insights, and I've been looking at which hashtags are when it says like your impressions and it says from home, from hashtags, from location, when that hashtag number is higher than normal, I'm going in and I'm making my list of hashtags from that. Because I'm just like throwing hashtags against the wall and seeing what sticks. So that I'm starting to do a little bit of, and I feel like it's starting to work a smidge.
Can you, where do you find that?
And repeat what
Yes.
you just said.
That breakdown?
So what I do is when I do my post on Instagram,
Yeah.
I will go in and I'll just start putting in some random hashtags. Like Brooke was saying, when you build your avatar, you know, like I'm a boy mom, I'm a meeting planner, I have a dog, I have a golden retriever. And so I'm starting to, I put in the hashtags that do like dogs of Instagram, golden retrievers of Instagram, blah, blah, blah. And I start to kind of throw in like some random things in now, like instead of boy mom, because if you put in boy mom, it'll be, 6 million people. I'll do like boy mom life with an emoji. And if there's like 100,000 or less, I'll add that. But I'm starting to try and get creative with my words and how I say things. And then when you go into your, so like, I don't know if you guys can see this, but like if you go and click on view insights at the bottom of your picture, and you'll be able to go, you'll see how many likes and how many comments you have, and you click it again, and you can look at, you go down to impressions, and it will tell you how many impressions came from your home, from your hashtags, from your location, and from other. And so what I'm interested in sometimes is I'm trying to see how many impressions, like how many people came to me from my hashtags. And if
Yeah,
that,
you already
Home
lost
means
me.
hashtags?
what?
The from home ones means hashtags?
No, so there's a from
Say
home.
hashtags.
If it doesn't say from hashtags, that means that you didn't have any impressions. So you're either not using good hashtags or you didn't do any hashtags at all,
Gotcha.
is what I gather.
So really big hashtags that really get a lot of attention, obviously, are when you do weight loss transformation, transform Tuesdays. So like I'm just looking at my last transformation post, and it had 3,200 impressions, right?
Yep.
2,900 of them came from hashtags.
2,900. So you should look at those hashtags, and you should see what,
Right.
Yeah.
But be careful with that, because
Right.
there's a balance there. Because those hashtags are also hashtags that are like probably being used like by 90%
Yeah.
coaches.
right.
Right.
And that all
My
comes-
biggest hashtags are like Royal Caribbean Cruise when we were on the cruise, and Vineyard Vines Target, like ones that actually draw other people.
Can I
Right.
say something? Can I say something?
Yes.
Sorry, but yeah, yes, you are right. But also there's the algorithms have changed to the point, so it's going away that everything is like getting paired up with the images. So if I post a picture of me drinking coffee and I do like hashtag,
Coffee woman.
no, something that has nothing to do with coffee or me being a selfie, it's gonna push my picture down. Does that make sense? Like we've been so like hashtag fit mom, hashtag dog mom, like regardless of how many numbers it is, we do need to be aware of the numbers. But also start to think like more about these, we need to be zoning in more on what the picture is, because Instagram is now pushing those pictures down. At least I could be wrong from all of the stuff, because I've been looking through a lot of stuff the last 2 weeks, are pushing those things down because a lot of obviously marketing people and social media people are putting up like dog mom, whatever, when it has nothing to do with the picture, and it's pushing it down when we want it to be like hashtag coffee lover, hashtag mug from Target. I don't even know, like those things that'll help it, I don't know, push it up higher towards the timeline.
Yeah. The other thing that Instagram is doing, I think it's gotten like the technology has gotten so smart that they're also doing that same thing with like the geotagging, where remember during the UK launch when we'd be like doing our workout and we'd be like tagging the location as like London and like hiding it and whatever, trying to, Instagram is totally like, that's like not even, you can't do that anymore. They ignore it. Like I've heard that even if you post a picture and I hashtag it like parallel wine bistro, but it's like me in my gym, like, you know, you sometimes like tag locations because you want to be, that's all like washed out. So save yourself the time.
That's good to know.
I think they're just trying, they want like authentic, like they don't want every post to be like a marketing ploy, you know?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I will say
Julie.
with what
Thank you for
Susie was
sharing that. I
saying,
didn't
like
even know that.
posting the like coffee lover, whatever. Julie sent me a boobs meme. I don't know if you follow me on Instagram. But I recently posted a meme about my boobs. And I like, first of all, there are very few hashtags for boobs. It was very hard to find.
It was, I was dying at your hashtags.
But the few that I posted, I got the highest like traffic from that. It did not get flagged as porn because it was words and not a picture, Susie. But I got the highest like traffic on that post that I've gotten in a long time. There was nothing about girl mom, nothing about
Right, it was
PCOS, nothing
hashtag.
about plus size. It was hashtag natural breasts and hashtag big titty committee and it was the best.
So that's exactly Susie was just saying, like,
But that's what I
whatever
was going to
post
say.
you
Exactly what Susie was saying. Like, I posted nothing about coaching, fitness, like anything. It was all boobs, and I got a ton of likes and follows from that post. And
That's
not
awesome.
follows that I wanted, but yeah.
So you should find like a funny meme or something that's similar in that similar style and try and do one this week and see if it's a
See
similar.
if that's the same.
Yeah, because I mean, that might be something that just your target audience really, really likes.
Well, one of the things that Shalene talked about in the report a lot was don't get too hung up on like, well, my Instagram is this color and everything is perfect and it looks this way and these are the only things I post about. She was like, your audience is going to get bored. People want to see new stuff. So like I did a post that was totally different than what I would normally do and tried to like follow some of the stuff. And it was like the best engagement that I've gotten on a post in forever. And it wasn't about fitness. It wasn't about coaching. It was about like drinking coffee, and it went nuts.
I had a really good post like this past Mother's Day, and it had nothing to do with fitness either. And the only hashtag I used was Bob Marley quotes because I started with one. I got 68 likes, and for me, that's good. Like half of those people I wasn't even following. But I don't know what you guys are talking about how to find which hashtags are good. Like maybe I need to go on my computer to see it.
So Pam, I just posted that video in Legacy Group, the one that I watched today. So that'll give you like a visual of some of the stuff that we just kind of were like mentioning.
Yeah. Okay.
But
Hadley will be sure to go over it next week.
Yes, absolutely.
And for people that are newer and not like completely wrapped their head around Instagram, I had no idea what I was doing 6 months ago on Instagram, and now it's kind of fun. So if you're overwhelmed by this conversation, that's totally normal. We can help figure it out with you too.
Dance challenges every day.
I was at another Ferguson branch today, and some random guy, like I talked to him, and he's like, yeah. Anyways, he was like, you guys were hilarious. And I just started cracking up. Like he clearly doesn't, I mean, he works out, he's actually taking chemo right now. It's kind of weird, but he loved it. And he said something about it. It was awesome.
All right, y'all, let's take a picture. Hold on, let me close the chat. Okay, ready? All right, I'll share that in the group. So then you can use that for one of your coaching posts if you want. All right, so I'll make a list in there and put things on the calendar, and you guys can all comment when your things are on the calendar for, okay? It makes it so much easier to do everything if you have things ready to go. And you just do the same thing every month, and then all of a sudden it's just kind of like easy.
So unorganized compared to all of you guys.
Oh, I'm not organized. I'm going to get organized right now. All right, guys, have a great week. Let's crush it.
you too.
Yes.